Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday here from the Hail Palace. I'm Justin Hughes. As always, thank you to our sponsors, C3 Group, Merlin Law, American Contractor, and Atlas. You can find them in the link below. Let's go ahead and jump into today's weather headlines. We have a multi-day severe weather risk. Chance for hail, wind, and tornadoes, so all hazards are expected. It is December, but we do have multiple days here that we will be expecting some severe weather. For today, it's going to be an after the sunset risk. We'll get into the timing here in a bit. So, and then things move south as we head on through the week, and as that trough continues to move to the south and east. We'll jump into all of those specifics here in a second, but first let's talk about our upcoming events. We have HailTrace 4.0. We actually do have an official launch date. That is going to be January 9th. So we are a little over 3 weeks away. If you are using our product right now, we actually started an open beta today. You might have got an email from us. If you got that email and you want to jump on the beta sooner rather than later, go ahead and fill out the form that's in that email, and we will reach out and we will start onboarding you with 4.0. There's a lot of really cool stuff, but it is a lot different than what you've been experiencing with 3.0. So the sooner you get signed up for this, the better. So go ahead and reach out to us. Again, official launch date is January 9th. If you want to start using it this week, reach out to us with all our different communication methods. So we're really excited about that. And then as we move on, we actually have another thing going on this week all the way through December 29th. That is going to be our end of year sale. It's going to be 10% off or 2 free months. That's and or. So if you want to take advantage of that, if you're already a customer and let's say you want to add 2 months onto your current subscription, go ahead, reach out, renew. If you want the 10% off, go ahead and take advantage of that. That goes for renewals and new sales. So you can't stack deals. Again, it starts this Wednesday, goes through December 29th. The only reason why it doesn't go through the 30th and the 31st is because our office will be closed those days. So go ahead and reach out. I'm sure you'll be getting some campaigns and some stuff from us. You'll see some ads on Facebook and whatnot. But again, call us 855-334-4245 if you want to take advantage of the last deal that we will be running in 2022. And then as you've been seeing for the last week or so, we are hosting John Cenak's Mastering Documentation class. We'll have Company Cam here, we'll have Eagle View, we'll have balance claims. There'll be a lot of really good vendors at this one. John Cenak, he does a really good job of explaining the documentation process. I'll be giving a presentation. Some other people will be giving some presentations. This class is actually really full. It's almost at max capacity. I talked to him this morning. I think we have maybe 5 or 6 seats left. So go ahead, scan that QR code or reach out to me or anyone here at the office, and we will be able to get you signed up for that. But again, that is getting really close to being sold out. So let's jump into our current conditions. As always, this time of year we have snow in the Rockies. Outside of that, everything is quiet before the storm, which we'll get going later tonight. We'll go ahead and zoom in here. Snow through, southern Montana down through Colorado, even down into New Mexico. So nothing really too crazy or too surprising for December in the western United States. We'll zoom out and look at our current temperatures. Anywhere from 33 up in Minnesota, and then almost 70 down in Houston. I'm probably pretty sure the warm spot will be down there in Miami as always, approaching 80 here at the noon hour or 1 p.m. Eastern there. So pretty typical December day. We have our current dew points. You can see the moisture kind of trying to return from the trough that's ejecting from the Rockies. This moisture will obviously be key to any storms that are going to be occurring over the next 48 hours. So as anywhere you see the green means that there's at least some moisture there for storms. Over here, they'll be mainly elevated. Because of, you can see the dew points are lower, but we'll see how much we can get these dew points to race north ahead of the net system moving in. So forecast Cape, you can kind of see builds up across here all the way into southern Kansas. This will be our focal point for severe weather as we head into the evening and overnight hours. And then as we push it forward, you can kind of see the Cape pushes further south and east. That's because the cold front's crashing through, and we'll push all of that potential energy along with it. So let's look at the significant tornado parameter. This will be the same areas that we were looking at earlier. It's going to basically extend from maybe Goodland, Kansas, all the way down to about Abilene. The best chances I think are going to be in the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, and the southern, southwestern portions of Kansas. That's kind of where the high-res models are kind of showing those storms develop later in the evening and have the best chance for that. So we will actually look at that model here in a second. And as you can see, the same thing happens as the cold front crashes to the south and east. We will be expecting those tornado chances to be going with it. And by tomorrow, they'll be mainly focused in Louisiana and points to the east. So, and then let's push it through. This will be all the way from December 14th. I guess that's Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. You can see that continues to push off and further south and east. And then let's go ahead and look at the future radar. As I said earlier, it looks like we're going to be focusing in on basically anywhere from I-70 down through western Kansas, down into western Oklahoma. This is 10:30 tonight, so we're looking storms are probably going to fire after 10 p.m. tonight. It's going to be a late night event, and then they will kind of increase in coverage and push off to the east, anywhere from Wichita to Oklahoma City, down towards Abilene again. It's going to be allowed overnight hours and into the morning hours. Here in Oklahoma City, looking like we're going to get the storms will push through here anywhere from 4 to 6 a.m. Oklahoma City, Dallas, probably a wind threat, maybe some embedded tornadoes along with some isolated hail threats. So again, it will race to the east once these storms fire. We're looking at the time frame again from anywhere from after 10 tonight, and then the storms should be pushing into eastern Oklahoma through the Dallas metro area and points to the east by 8 a.m. tomorrow. So they will be racing once they get going later tonight. Today's hail forecast, we're going to go with max hail size anywhere from a quarter inch to a $0.50. Again, from basically Goodland, Kansas through Dodge City, Pampa, Wichita Falls, just north of Abilene. This is going to be the area that you're going to see the greatest potential for having severe hail. Nothing crazy. We're not expecting anything like massive, but again, you can see on our chart 1 inch to 1.25. So for December, I guess if you're looking for hail, we'll take anything. And then we'll look at today's wind forecast. Basically the same areas, except the wind extends a little bit further north and then further east as that line kind of comes together and transitions into more of a wind threat. There is a possibility for embedded tornadoes anywhere along that line. We're going to put a moderate risk for Dodge City, to Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, Woodford, what is it? Yeah, Woodford, and then Lawton. Any of those western Oklahoma cities, you definitely expect storms tonight with the risk of small, or somewhat sizable hail and a decent wind threat. The wind threat is definitely going to be greater than your hail threat. So we're going to go ahead and push this radar through 7 a.m. tomorrow and watch these storms move to the east. As you can see, by 3:30 p.m., they're through Little Rock, or approaching Little Rock at least, and they're moving into the Louisiana, Shreveport area and continuing to push off to the east. And you can see any of these storms that you can have out in front of that initial line coming through will be the ones that you're going to want to be particularly concerned with for tornadoes and the larger hail. Whenever you get the lines, obviously that's a little harder to have large hail and tornadoes. So as you see, when those storms, there's a line of storms that's probably pushing along the cold front. Any storm that you can get out ahead of those will be the ones that we'll be really watching for tomorrow. There is a potential risk for significant tornadoes, so that's definitely something that we're going to have to watch. And as you can see, the cold front kind of takes over and kind of pushes everything off to the south and east as we get to 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. So we're going to push this through. Is it not moving? Didn't move at all. Anyways, tomorrow's hail forecast, basically the same as today. We're going to be looking at anywhere from a quarter to a $0.50, anywhere from Shreveport to Jackson down to Houston. Louisiana is really like the whole state of Louisiana is going to be the best risk for tomorrow, but we can have storms all the way down towards Houston when that cold front moves through, and as they move to the east towards Jackson and into Mississippi. So then tomorrow's wind forecast, this is going to be the one that we're really going to be focused on. You'll see this hatched area. That is going to be the potential where we will get some possibly some intense to violent tornadoes. The SPC, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, highlighted basically the same area as well. So again, any of those storms that you can get out in front of that cold front, all the storms along the cold front, those will be the ones that we'll be watching tomorrow. This will basically be from daybreak all the way through tomorrow evening and into Wednesday morning. So it's going to be a long period. These storms they're gonna fire tonight, and they're just going to truck along until they basically exit the coast in 48 to 72 hours. So definitely going to be an extended event. And it's actually Frank's last on-call week, so Mother Nature could not come at a better time to give us some storms in December. So congrats, Frank, for being on call, and it's your last one. If you didn't know, he's actually going to be moving to a different role, so you might not see him up here very much, so congrats, Frank. But again, this will be the area we watch: Shreveport, Alexandria, but Dallas and Houston, those will be in the earlier morning hours, and then as we move into the later evening hours, these storms will move off to the east, and that's when New Orleans and anywhere in Mississippi will actually, this will come into play. So tomorrow could be a concerning day. As always, we'll be watching it. If we need to go live, we will, but let's just get through tonight's risk and see kind of how tomorrow plays out before we get into that. And then let's look at this incoming storm. You can see this big old bowling ball that's ejecting out of the Rockies and moving into the central United States. This is a pretty powerful storm system. I believe there will be blizzard conditions in the northern plains, and then anywhere you can get in the warm sector is going to be your severe weather chance, so down in here. And then so we can see it keeps moving off to the east, and by Wednesday at 9 a.m., this is where our risk will be down here. You can see the cold front, all the cold air filling in behind when the storm system moves through and that cold front moves through. So this is a pretty powerful storm. It will bring effects from Minnesota all the way down to the Gulf Coast, whether it be snow or severe weather. So it's definitely going to pack a punch for a lot of people in different cases. So then we can push it forward, and it will be basically, it kind of slows down as it gets past the Rockies. This will be 6 a.m. Thursday, and so once it gets there, the cold front basically is off the coast, and I'll kind of explain that here with the dew point. So, but you can see here we have the dry line setting up. This is tonight at midnight. You can see the dry line basically extending from almost Nebraska, Kansas border, all the way down into Texas. That will be the focal point for any of these storms that develop. And then as you can see, that dry line will continue to push. The cold front is in here somewhere. And then tomorrow, this will be the main risk area. This is going to be for 7 p.m. Wednesday. So you can see the cold front and dry line continue to move through, and all of these areas will be under the gun for Wednesday. And so that's kind of where the focal point will be. And then as you can see, as we get to 5:30 on Thursday, the cold front and the dry line are basically pushing through Florida, almost off the coast of the Carolinas. And then as we move it through 7 a.m. on Saturday, the only area that was really going to be moist in the United States is Miami. That's not surprising. They're normally the only spot in the United States that is warm this time of year. And so that's when our severe weather chances will basically be gone for the United States, is when that cold front sweeps all the way through Florida. And again, that will be 7 a.m. Saturday. It's going to be a multiple day event for this particular storm system. And then let's look at future Cape tomorrow, or this will be 3 a.m. Wednesday. This will, you can kind of see the cold front and dry line pushing this stuff to the east. And then this will be the focal point for severe weather on Wednesday, this area. And then I believe Thursday will be down in here. We'll kind of jump into that here in a second. As you can see, the Cape continues to move along with the storm system as it pushes to the south and east. And then it's basically the same thing as dew points. Once that cold front gets there, it's going to sweep everything out into the Gulf, and our severe chances will be diminishing greatly behind that. Let's look at future precipitation. So this is not going to be as high res of a model, but it's because we're a little further out from 48 hours, so we're going to switch to a different model here. You can see anywhere that basically from Tennessee down to the Gulf Coast, probably a little further south than Tennessee, but this will be the area that we're looking for on Wednesday. And then as we head into Thursday, this will be the area that we're looking for severe weather on Thursday. And then as we get into Saturday, basically it pushes off the coast of Florida, and this system will at least come to an end when it comes to severe weather chances. The look ahead forecast, again, I believe this area will be for Wednesday. Those dew points and Cape values, that's where they were Wednesday. So anywhere from New Orleans to Mobile, over here to Destin, Panama City, any of those places need to be on the lookout on Wednesday. We'll have more of a detailed graphic once we get through today and tomorrow, and then we'll kind of see how all these storms play off as we get closer to Wednesday. And then Thursday, like I said, it's going to be Florida, anywhere from Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, and then all the way down to just north of Miami will be where we're looking for on Thursday. So again, this is going to be a Monday night through basically Thursday evening type of event. It's going to be, there'll be all modes of severe weather expected, especially on the wind side. Wind and tornadoes will definitely be the focal point. But again, there might be some hail each one of these days. We'll be watching for all modes of severe weather. As always, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Make sure to follow us or subscribe or favorite us, one of the two, so you'll get our notifications on Facebook when we go live. Subscribe to us on YouTube and make sure that you're following us, especially if we do go live anytime this week. It's always nice to see live coverage and where those storms are occurring. And then give us a call at 855-334-4245, info@hailtrace.com, and www.hailtrace.com. Again, we have multiple things going on this week. HailTrace 4.0 is coming out. Sign up for the beta. Take advantage of the promo, and I believe we will be back tomorrow with maybe Andrea. So have a great rest of your Monday, guys.